my guy Eddie. It's Eddie's first time on my channel.
It's good.
So you can go ahead, you can introduce yourself, bro.
What's going on? Eddie Guap from Miami, Florida. Entrepreneur. Excited to be on here, to be speaking. Let's get to it, man.
You already know. So got the lamb truck out. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to give you guys Lamb Talk episode 1. We just want to give you guys some game. It's not really a specific topic we're gonna speak about. Just give you guys some game. So I mean, we could start off by speaking about delayed gratification. I feel like that's a conversation that needs to be had, a conversation that people need to hear about. So I went on Google. The exact definition for delayed gratification is the act of resisting an impulse to take an immediate available reward in hopes of attaining a more valued reward in the future. So you know, we've been in business for a long time now. I feel like we're the definition of, you know, delayed gratification, and a lot of people, they're in to get rewards, you know, very fast. They're not willing to wait, bro. So you know, what are your thoughts on something like that?
Where I feel like delayed gratification is definitely a must. I feel like most people, when they get especially into like entrepreneurship, into business, they want things to click right away, right? They want stuff to happen right away, but in reality, it's like that might be actually a curse versus a blessing. You know, obtaining success very, very quick. You obtaining money very, very quick, because 9 times out of 10, if you're a person and you've never seen that type of success, you've never seen that type of money, you get it right away. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna do the wrong stuff with it, right? You're not gonna reinvest back into your brand. You're not gonna reinvest back into your business, right? Back into yourself. You're most likely gonna go spend it all, or, you know, like I said, just do the wrong things with it. So when you are, you know what I'm saying, waiting for the right time, or just going hard and not seeing any type of success, that can actually be a positive thing, because that's growing your mental capacity as well. A lot of times too, what happens is that like people, when they see success very, very quick, once they hit hard times, they fall and they're never able to get back up, because they don't know how to handle, you know what I'm saying, those type of things. So that's how I feel about delayed gratification. I feel like you should never want something fast or quick. You should always want, you know, time to go by for you to marinate and understand what's going on and things like that. So that's how I feel.
It's a fact. And when you look at the most successful people in the world, like, they didn't get rich overnight. Like, they've been hustling for years. You look at some of these artists, you look at people like Jay-Z, like, they didn't just come up. They've been grinding for years to finally make billions of dollars, millions of dollars. So, you know, like, when you're starting off a business, or you're looking to do something for yourself, you can't quit when times get hard. You can't expect to see results within the first couple months. You know, we grinded for years without seeing much return, and we're finally now, you know, starting to reap the rewards of the fruits that, you know, the seeds that we planted years ago. You know what I'm saying? There was a study that I researched about. I think it was called the Stanford marshmallow experiment. So they put a group of kids in a room in Stanford, and they offered every kid a marshmallow. They said, you guys can have a marshmallow right now, or if you wait, I think it was 10 or 30 minutes, we'll give you another marshmallow. And most kids decided to take the marshmallow up front because they wanted their marshmallow. You know, they wanted that reward. And I think out of 10 kids that were in the room, 3 of them decided to wait, because they understood, if I wait, I'm not gonna get just one marshmallow, I'm gonna get another one if I wait. So they waited it out, and then, you know, 3 kids decided to get 2 marshmallows, 7 of them decided to get 1. And when you do the research and you looked at those kids, you know, 20 years down the line, the 3 that waited and they understood delayed gratification, they became more successful in life. So when I read that experiment, it just blew my mind, because it's like, it's real. People that wait, knowing that there's gonna be more later, always end up with long-term success. There's a lot of people out there that they make their first couple dollars, and they'll, you know, run with that, or, you know, they'll feel too good. They feel like they don't gotta work as hard anymore, and it's like, you still gotta put the work, and you never know, you know, what's gonna come. It's cool to make a couple dollars, but if you're trying to, you know, make 6-7 figures, you really gotta thug everything out. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Why do you feel like people always want things to happen so fast though? Like, what's the hurry? What's the rush? Like, as far as like us, for example, right? You're 25. I'm about to be 24 in a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? We have our whole life ahead of us. They say like the average millionaire is like 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? We're like half that age. You know, so it's like, why do you feel like people? This is just me asking. Like, why do you feel like people is always in a rush?
Honestly, I feel like it's social media. When you open up your phone, you're gonna see people living a fire lifestyle. You scroll down through 3 posts, you see people on a private jet, you see people in a lamb truck, you know, you see people dripped out, they have ice on, so it's like you want to live that life. So, you know, you try to get everything to happen fast and nothing happens at all. So that's pretty much what I think it is. I think it's just a bunch of people being influenced by other people, not knowing that the people that you see living that lifestyle right now on social media, they busted their asses, you know, to get to where they're at. So I feel like social media has a big impact on it. I mean, what do you think?
It's definitely social media and just like comparison, right? They say comparison is the thief of all joy. So it's like people, they're saying it don't necessarily have to be social media. It could be in person too. You know what I'm saying? They just see people doing certain things or living a certain way, not understanding they either one, you know what I'm saying, been doing this for a very long time, right? They've grinding their ass off, or some people got handouts, you know what I'm saying? You never know like the person's situation or how they got there, you know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to go through what they went through to get that result, to be living that life, you know what I'm saying? Because even with myself, like, I'm not the richest person yet, but I've been through a lot of bullshit, a lot of stuff, a lot of trials and tribulations that people wouldn't even think I've gone through, you know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is.
You said something, you said comparison is a thief of all joy. Now that's a quote that, like, I always hear that quote, but me as a person, I don't know how you are, but sometimes me comparing myself to others makes me want to work harder sometimes. Like when I see like, this person has this and that, or they're doing this and that, it's like, okay, if they could do it, I could do it. So like now I work a little bit harder. So sometimes, you know, some people, depending on who you are, I feel like that quote resonates with some people and some people it doesn't. Like if you're a certain person where, you know, when you see other people doing good, you know, it might make you feel bad because you're not doing as well. Some people use it as motivation. Some people get a little hurt, you know. So I'm a person where it's like when I see someone doing super good, it motivates me to do better. Like even when we was in the crib, like on YouTube, we watched, you know, Bryce, all these different people like grinding. It's like, yo, bro, we gotta wake up and grind today. So it's like I would compare myself, but I would use it as a way to motivate me. You know what I'm saying?
Right, so I'm the same way, bro. Gotta get motivated. I love seeing people, especially people that like grew up in the same neighborhood that I grew up in, even if I didn't know them personally or never spoke to them, but just to see them, you know, make it, be successful, even just being from the same city or like a neighborhood near, you know what I'm saying, or the city over, whatever the case may be, as long as there's a person winning in there, I've, you know, especially I like seeing people grow too. Like there's people that I've seen like they were, you know, at the bottom and then they at the top of their game now, and it's like it's crazy to see, and I love seeing shit like that. So like if I was to compare a person, it would be strictly just motivation. Like, all right, bet, you know what I'm saying, this person did it, I know for a fact I could do it, you know what I'm saying, or anybody could do it. That's how I see it as well.
For sure. What do you feel like is one of the biggest lessons you've learned like within the last years just growing your business?
I say, bro, honestly, one of the biggest lessons is that you can't get shiny object syndrome, bro. Like with me personally, what was going on like the past few years is like I'll be working on a project and then I'll see something else that might look cool, might look lit, and then me getting motivated and hungry, the hunger in myself is like, all right, bet, I start trying to work on that shit. When in reality, I already had something good in my hands, and I go ahead and start do something else. So it's like you starting all over. So like I'll start something, boom, I'll get there, climbing, then I'll see something, and then I'll go back to level 1, and I'll start that new shit, start it, go up, I'm at level 6, level 7, level 8, and then I'll see something else, and I'll go back right to the, you know, something new. So I feel like just staying down and sticking to one thing and locking in with that, because it's like when you start new stuff, every new business or every new project that you start, you got to learn the ins and outs. You got to understand, you know, the markets. You got to understand your competitors. You got to know your customers, how to treat your customers correctly, how to put the best product out there, how to, you know, all that stuff. It gets deep. So it's like if you trying to work on all these different projects at once, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, like that shit never ever worked out for me.
It's not. And you know, a lot of people, you know, you open up your TikTok you see, oh, this person just made, you know, 5,000 on Airbnb. You scroll again, this person just made 5,000 on e-commerce. You scroll again, this person just closed a wholesale deal and just made 15,000. So it's like every business looks good, but it's like there's so much different things that you don't know about that business that are going on behind the scenes. Like at the end of the day, people are only going to show you their wins. So it's like, you know, don't pay attention to all these people winning, because you don't know the losses that they're also taking. You don't know the work that they're putting in. It's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Like I've talked to a lot of people. They tell me they want to do this. Next week they hit me up, you know, what do you think about this, Ru? The week after that, you know, what do you think about this? They're all great ideas. It's just a matter of what best fits you and what do you feel like you can win in. I seen a video, and it was a person, he was digging a hole. He was digging straight down in that hole, right? And then another person came along. He started digging the hole, but then he went and dug another hole. Yep. He decided to stop digging that hole and went to dig another hole. And then he stopped digging that hole and went to another hole. And by the time he turned around, the first person that just kept digging in that hole, they was already deep, meaning they was already closer to reaching their goals. The other person, they started a bunch of different things, but they're still where they started at. They haven't reached any success in any single field because they keep bouncing around. So find something that fits you. Don't be that person that's just bouncing from idea to idea. Find something that you feel like you can win, and, you know, continue to do that.
So, bro, I mean, when it comes to like females, right? How do you feel like when it comes to like being an entrepreneur, running a business? Do you feel like having females or having a girlfriend helps or hurts you in a sense?
I feel having one female can definitely help you. I feel like it helps you focus. Like you're no longer trying to search for many different women. You have that one girl that you know is gonna hold you down. Whenever you need something, you're on a call, you're on a training, you're on a webinar, learning some new information. Your girlfriend could be there cooking up a meal. She could be cleaning the house, helping out, doing something that's helpful. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you're in that phase where you're constantly chasing different women, a lot of the effort that you should be putting into your business and grinding, you're putting into, you know, trying to talk to new women, develop new relationships, you know, trying to have sex with different women and stuff like that. So if it was up to me, I would say, you know, get one girl, lock in, grow with her. You know what I'm saying? She can even help you in your business, close deals and stuff like that. Because when you're out there chasing different women, the effort that you should be putting into your business, you're putting into women. What do you think?
I feel like you gotta have that. If you having that one girl, it gotta be that one right girl that like supports you, not only supports you, but understand what you're doing as well. Because if you have that support, it's cool, but like if she don't really understand what it is that you're doing, bro, or really get a knack or a feel for what it is that you're doing, it's not gonna be the same. You know what I mean? She's just gonna support because of you, but you want a girl that's actually, she don't have to be like doing the business with you. But you know what I'm saying, she has to be a little bit invested and understand what it is that's going on, because some girls, honestly, they just be lost. But honestly, if you're at that point though where like you haven't found that, you know, one person, I ain't gonna lie, bro, you might have to have your roster of maybe like 2 or 3 max. Like I don't know how guys be fucking around with like, you know, 10, 15 different girls, bro. 3 is my max, no cap. 3 and I'm good, bro. 3 until you find that, you know, right one.
And sometimes I'm a big believer in sacrifices. Sometimes you might have to sacrifice not talking to no shorties for a little bit.
That's a fact. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, like not all women are understanding. Like if I say right now I'm shooting an episode for my YouTube with Eddie, and I'm not replying to my girl's messages, I might come back to her trying to cuss me out, her, you know, saying annoying shit like if I'm doing something else, you know what I'm saying? So not everybody's fit for that. Sometimes you might just have to thug it out and sacrifice. Like in order to I'm not saying we're at the top, but to get to where we were at, we had to sacrifice. We had to cut off a lot of different things. So, you know, when it comes to business in general, you're gonna have to find some things that you're gonna have to cut off for the time being in order to elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta cut off friends too. That's a big one, bro. Damn. Not having the right people around you is a killer. Like that shit could be the difference between you doing well, you not doing well. I ain't gonna lie. Like if you're around people, you already know it's cliche. Everybody say if you're around, you know, 5 people that's hustling, that's doing, you're gonna be the 6. If you're around 5 people that's not doing nothing, that's what you're gonna become. So hanging around the right people. And me personally, I feel like you don't have to necessarily cut off your friends. I like this saying, somebody told me this, it was like, yo bro, you don't have to cut off your friends if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. You just gotta find new ones. That's really what it is. Like you gotta start getting around people that's like on not necessarily doing better than you, doing worse than you, but just y'all can think alike. Y'all can sit down and mastermind a game plan. Like how we be in the house, bro. We be in the house and just like, yeah, all right, bet we need to do this, we need to do that. And then it's so crazy, like when we actually put it together and execute it, that shit feels good. And to see that shit like come to light is actually dope. So hanging around the right people, I'm a firm believer, like I said, you don't have to cut off your friends, right? But you start getting around new environments, new people.
Yeah, and when you guys are first starting off, like, people are gonna try to tell you it doesn't work, it can't work, you know, you should do something else, this isn't you. You gotta understand, people know you right now for who you currently are. They don't know you for where you're going. So when you say I'm starting this new business, they might laugh at you because they don't know that version of Ruben. They know that Ruben that's playing football, or that Ruben that's in school. They don't know the Ruben that's trying to get $1 million. So they don't see it as possible for me. So, you know, like you said, sometimes you're gonna have to cut some people off, or, you know, find new friends. But one thing I'll say is never listen to the opinion of other people. At the end of the day, the people that you're probably around right now, in the next 5-10 years, you probably won't speak to those people ever again. You're probably gonna have a whole new circle. So like, that's one thing I learned early on. Like, just like, don't even cut off, you know, ignore what people are saying about you, ignore what people are saying about the things that you're doing. Lock in and focus on you, because those people are all temporary, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a fact. What would you say, like, if you had to start all over, bro, like from the beginning, like if you had the chance, knowing what you know now, or not even know what you know now, what is like some things you would do different?
I feel like I would just take action a lot faster. You know, there's times where you might start something, you might give it a little break, you know, you might take a day off, you might not go as hard as you're supposed to be going in that field or that subject. I would just go full throttle, bro. I wouldn't take no days off. I wouldn't take no rest days. Oftentimes when you work hard, you feel like you deserve a break. That's natural human instinct. I would ignore that. I would continue to work hard no matter what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Just to attain a level of success a lot faster. I feel like you know, I could have taken a lot of shortcuts. What do you think?
Me, if I was like starting over, you know what I'm saying, what I would do different, and I would definitely eliminate that fear of failure, you know what I'm saying. And yeah, the end result is important, but like, not focus too much on the end result. Focus on the work, right? Focus on and fall in love with the lifestyle that creates the lifestyle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, when I was starting off early on, when I was like 14, 15, 16, like, I had a lot of fear in my heart, even though I was moving, but I wasn't moving fast enough. I feel like my mind and my heart was moving way faster than my feet, you know. So I would definitely eliminate that fear of failure and just go for it, like, because you never know what can happen. And you just sitting there stuck and not moving forward is really what's like holding you back. So I would definitely eliminate that fear of failure and go and just attack, bro, and focus on putting in the work and not necessarily the end result. Because a lot of times what happens is that you focus so much on the end result and you feel like you're so far away, and that causes a lot of people to quit and give up, or again, not move as fast as they need to be, because success loves speed, you know.
Let's wrap it up. Let's talk about goal setting. How do you go about setting your goals? You know, how do you accomplish things? I know some people like to set quarterly goals, yearly goals. Everybody goes about things a little different. How do you go about it?
I like to set goals like longer term, right? I like to set like my 5 to 10 year goals, but then I'll break those 5 to 10 year goals into like yearly and monthly goals, just so I won't lose track of the moment. Because obviously you don't want to be so carried away and focusing so much on the future. You got to focus on right now. But in the back of your mind, you know, okay, cool, in 5 to 10 years I want to have this, I want to do this, I want to be this, I want to do that, you know what I'm saying? But you got to focus on right now, because right now is what's going to build up to the future, you know what I'm saying? Because if you are just focusing on 10 years from now, what happens too is that you procrastinate. That can lead to procrastination, because if you're setting 10-year goals, you're like, all right, yeah, bro, it's what, 2024, I got until 2034 to get to where I want to be, you know. So that's what I usually do. I usually set longer term goals, 5 to 10 years, and then I'll break those goals down to yearly, monthly, weekly, to make sure they align with where I want to be. And things can change too, so like your goals, you might want to do something this year, and then in 6 months you're like, all right, bet, this is not my goal no more, but I have a new goal. But if you're always setting goals, that's important. You know, we're goal-seeking organisms, right? people tend to accomplish things more when they have goals set.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think? What do you do?
I like to set goals, short-term goals that lead up to a big end result. You know, because like you said, you can get caught up in the mix, and it's like, who's to say you're doing the right things in order to get to that goal? If I set a goal for 3 years from now, and let's say I'm just working hard, if in 3 years I don't reach that goal, I don't know where I went wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I did right, because there was no in-between goals set, you know, in order to get there. So for example, I like to set a lot of short-term goals that lead up to the end result. You ever, you know, the best feeling in the world when you said you were gonna do something and you finally do it.
Facts.
It makes you feel refreshed, right? So what I'll do is I'll set a goal that's gonna lead me to that goal, and when I hit that goal, I feel refreshed again, and I'm motivated to continue going hard in order to get to that goal. Because a lot of people, they'll set, like I said, those long-term goals, but they get lost in the sauce, or they don't feel like they're progressing anywhere because they haven't had that feeling of, okay, I did this, I feel good, let me keep going. It's always like, damn, I'm not there yet, let me just keep working, and you stress yourself out. So I like to set goals that are gonna eventually, you know, lead up to that big term, you know, long-term goal. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna wrap up this episode. This is episode 1 of Lamb Talks. Hopefully you guys loved it. Hopefully you guys got some value. We're gonna keep giving you guys more content. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing, man. We out of here. Well, that sums up episode 1 of Lamb Talks. We're gonna keep bringing you guys different episodes, keep bringing you guys, you know, more valuable content. Hopefully you guys like the stuff that we're putting out. Keep getting busy, y'all. Peace.